everybody, welcome to the Season 2 Snickers Cup Series All-Star Race. 26 cars ready to roll off here today at Joltis, as we have 16 laps of exciting racing here today to present to you. Here's the way they're going to line up for today's race. Adam Chambers is going to line up alongside of our defending champion, Dougie Shears. Lisa Shears is going to line up on the inside of row 2 alongside Chad Skinner, a Cinderella story getting into this all-star race. John Dillon will line up on the inside of John Brace, who won the Season 2 opener at Daytona. And that's going to be Patrick Murphy alongside Nick Eggleston. Timmy Pacioli beside of Evan Nugent. Jake Rogers will start alongside of Alex Lozano. Vincent Marsh beside Jordan Hester. Daniel Schwab will start alongside of Christian Janes. Andrew Gonzalez beside Anthony McCurry. Noel Stiller will line up alongside of Arnold Columbia. John Worry beside our current points leader Kenny McCurry. Then it's Jake Cole alongside Angel D'Souza. And Adam Rose alongside Tanner Sullivan. Here's the command.
Start your engines.
So there's the command to fire up the engines, and we will get ready to go for 16 laps of racing here at Joltis. Now Adam Chambers, he won the race at Talladega this season. Dougie Shears is winless this season, but he gets in being the defending champion. Several drivers getting in due to wins, several getting in due to being in the top 10 in the standings, and 5 of them getting in due to the fan vote. It was a 5-way tie between Daniel Schwab, Adam Rose, Lisa Shears, Tanner Sullivan, and Jake Rogers, so all 5 of them are in the All-Star race to complete this 26-car field. Now, James Bald won the Truck Series All-Star race 2 days ago, but he is not in this field. He was unable to make the race in the number 38 during the Snickers Cup Series shootout, and so he is not in the field. However, the guy who took the checkers in the Mobile One Cup Series All-Star race yesterday, Nick Eggleston, is in this field. The number 36, or make that the number 37 for Front Row Motorsports, is in this field, and so he'll try and maybe go 2 in a row here during the All-Star race weekend. Only one driver in this field has 2 wins this season, and that's Alex Lozano, who's starting back there around the middle of this field. There you see him in that Bass Pro Shops number 1, right behind Evan Nugent. Nugent was our winner at Phoenix. These cars completing their pace lap here, and then we'll be putting them under green for 16 laps of racing. If you didn't watch the Truck Series or Mobile One Cup Series All-Star races, you need to know these drivers must complete at least 1 pit stop during the course of this race. If they do not, they are disqualified. If it's under caution, if it's under green, it doesn't matter as long as they make a pit stop. So Adam Chambers leads the way for the start of this race. And by the way, I said at the Pearl Harbor elimination race that the winner gets into the All-Star race. I misspoke myself. The winner actually gets into the chase for the championship, okay? So I misspoke myself. So Jack Nathan, who won the elimination race, he's going to end up being in the chase, but not in the All-Star race, all right? So that was my fault. I made a mistake there. But here we go. Chambers and Shears get us under green. 16 laps of racing at Joltis, and we're underway. And already they're shuffling 3 wide there. Lisa Shears taking a look to the inside. Will she be able to get it to stick? We have seen the outside line be able to gain momentum here at Joltis before. Think back, Nick Eggleston did it at the Mobile One Cup Series All-Star race yesterday. Outside line prevailed for him to get him into victory lane, but Lisa Shears has quite a bit of drafting help down low. Chambers doesn't have very much. He's got a gap between himself and Patrick Murphy, so Lisa Shears, John Dillon, Timmy Pacioli, they're probably going to shuffle on by. Lisa Shears, the new leader in that number 18, now holding off John Dillon, who's right there, looking to try to get to the inside. Vincent Marsh there as well. Vincent Marsh doing well in the standings. He's in the top 10. Same for John Dillon, but both of them are winless so far this season. Comes Andrew Gonzalez in the number 41. Gonzalez, not really been in many of the races this season, but he is a Snickers Cup Series driver, and he does have a Snickers Cup Series win, that coming last season in Season 1. We're going to 4 wide back there. 5 wide as Tanner Sullivan shoves the Adam Rose machine out of the way. Stuck in the middle there is John Worry, and they are 5 abreast coming off turn 2. Speaking of the 8 car of Adam Rose, that car's not had a lot of luck so far this season outside the top 35, but looking to get a high note here at the All-Star race. And how about this? In only his second career start, Tanner Sullivan goes to the front in the number 26. And now he's got his hands full with our current points leader, Kenny McCurry. McCurry is our points leader, but he is winless this season. Now he'll get up in the high line. Tanner's going to go up, try and block that. Now he'll try to come back down and block Angel D'Souza's advances down low. Cannot do it. D'Souza too strong. And D'Souza's going to go to the front with help from Anthony McCurry. Anthony McCurry, another driver who's in the top 10 in standings but has no wins. Same could be, well, Angel D'Souza ended up taking a win last season in the 99. But she's not in the top 10 standings here today, but that's how she ended up getting into the All-Star race here. And here comes a guy who started off the season good, the number 29 of John Brace. He ended up winning the Daytona race that started the season. Now he gets shuffled out. Here comes Alex Lozano. Remember I told you Lozano's the only driver this season to have 2 wins. Those 2 wins coming at Texas and Darlington. And there's Nick Eggleston in that number 37 down low there. And look at our defending champion, Dougie Shears, just forging the hole to the inside with help from fellow Toyota Evan Nugent. Defending champion Doug Shears, he is at the front. Now Evan Nugent going to try and go to the lead. No, maybe not. Here comes a 3-way Toyota battle. From Joe Gibbs Racing, it's Jordan Hester. From JTG Racing, it is Evan Nugent. And from Red Bull Racing, it's Dougie Shears. Looks like Hester may win out at the stripe. He does indeed. He is the new leader. Just by a few inches. Look at Jake Cole down on that inside line. The 05 of Jake Cole, who pretty much last season was one of the most dominant drivers at the end of the season, picking up 3 wins last season. If Alex Lozano was able to pick up another win this season and Jake Cole remains winless in Season 2, then Alex Lozano and Jake Cole will be tied for the most wins all time in the Snickers Cup Series. Here's Vincent Marsh. Vincent Marsh had the pole for the Daytona race to start this season, but has not been able to yet have that number 7 visit victory lane. He nearly did back at Darlington, but ended up hitting the wall off turn 4, and Alex Lozano got by, picked up his second career Snickers Cup Series win. Right behind him, Patrick Murphy. Murphy comes in the top 10 in the standings, winless as well, but doing very well consistently. Here's John Dillon, who also was a bridesmaid back at Bullitt Super Speedway. Almost was able to hold off Timmy Pacioli on the final lap, but Pacioli slid by and picked up the win. So John Dillon, he's doing well in the standings, but he wants to get to victory lane desperately. And this is pretty much the way it's been for John Dillon ever since he entered into the NNSCRA. He has been very good at the start off, and he seems to be around just about near the end. But when it comes down to crunch time, he seems to fade into the background. And I'm not certain what it is, but it just seems to be a character trait of John Dillon back when he drove the 27 and now while he's driving the 32. Speaking of the 27, our pole sitter, Adam Chambers, way back in this field, but he's trying to work his way back up to the front. But he's a long ways back right at the moment in that Richard Childress entry. There's John Worry in the 33 coming up that inside line, and there's a car right behind him who pretty much took away a win from him, Alex Lozano. John Worry was on his way to picking up a win at Texas, but ended up getting caught up behind a wreck late, ended up finishing, I believe it was in the 12th position. And Lozano went away with the win. They are still 5 wide here, but they're doing a great job keeping it clean here at Zenjoltis. We had a huge wreck in the Mobile 1 Cup Series All-Star race, but we're hoping that's not going to happen here. We're on lap 6 of 16, folks, and we're getting close to that time when drivers are planning their strategies on when they're going to make their pit stops. There's our winner yesterday in the Mobile 1 Cup Series All-Star race, Nick Eggleston. He and Adam Chambers have worked together, and they have found the front once again. Nick Eggleston finding sponsorship for this race. Normally, that number 37 is a white car with blue letters because he's unsponsored, but he's being sponsored by Wildcat here today. Adam Chambers now looking to the inside. Looks like another car looking down to the inside there. There's a 17 car, Christian Janes. Haven't talked much about him today, but he's doing very well right now. Christian Janes ended up picking a win up at Infineon, his first career Snickers Cup Series win. And he's trying to come to the front here as well, as they are still 4 and 5 wide behind. New leader, that's going to be Evan Nugent in the 47, and he's got Jake Rogers right behind him. Jake Rogers is a fan vote winner in this series. Also that Stanley Tools Ford, you see Evan Nugent go up and get the drafting help from Daniel Schwab. He's also in due to the fan vote. Now, some of you are probably scratching your heads due to the fact that Jack Nathan will be in the chase, so it's actually going to be 13 drivers rather than 12 drivers in the chase for the Sprint Cup, or for the Snickers Cup Series Championship. Jake Rogers leads the way over fellow Toyota Dougie Shears. Then Andrew Gonzalez has worked his way back up to the front once again. We're on lap 7 of 16. I expect these drivers to be coming in at least this time, if not the next time. They seem to always make their pit stops around laps 7, 8, and 9. Of course, these cars may get better fuel mileage. I don't know. But here's Andrew Gonzalez diving down to the bottom. Is he coming down pit road? Yes, he is. So is Dougie Shears. A lot of them coming down pit road this time. Dougie Shears, Andrew Gonzalez. Oh, Vincent Marsh. I don't know if he's coming down or not. Lisa Shears, John Dillon, Adam Rose, John Worry, Anthony McCurry, Alex Lozano, Chad Skinner, Angel D'Souza, John Briggs. Oh, Vincent Marsh is flipping upside down. What happened there? Caution's out. Caution is out. These drivers going to race it back to the line. Can they pit under caution? I don't think they can. These other drivers, they were on pit road before the caution came out, so they'll be able to make their pit stops. But Vincent Marsh is in trouble. I wonder if it was him and John Brace. I saw them down in the grass area, almost as if they wanted to make pit stops, but there wasn't enough room for them to get down there. We'll find out in just a moment. As Jake Rogers leads the way, Patrick Murphy going to try and challenge down low. He wants to lead coming down to the caution flag. I'll tell you, this is really going to help is those drivers who just came down pit road, because they're not going to have to worry about making a pit stop. These guys are, so these other guys are going to benefit and get up into the top spots as the caution is out. And yeah, Adam Chambers thought about coming down pit road, cannot. Pit road is closed as Jake Rogers leads under caution. Let's go back and see what happened to Vincent Marsh. Well, this is what happened. Apparently, Vincent Marsh had some communication problems with his crew chief. His crew chief saying, come down, come down, come down. And then he says, no, wait, stay out. We may end up going another lap. So he comes out, and John Brace is already there. So John Brace ends up clipping him a little bit. They're coming back up on the racetrack. John Brace, on the other hand, he really wants to come down pit road. But he misses the commitment cone there. And Vincent Marsh goes down on the apron here. And I think John Brace turns into him right there. I don't think John Brace was too pleased with the fact that Vincent Marsh forced him off pit road and caused him to miss the commitment cone. And so John Brace ended up turning Vincent Marsh, and almost looks like purposely, and watch the hit that Vincent Marsh takes. Oh, car's going to get airborne and goes for a wild barrel roll. And just look at the sparks flying off that car. But apparently, from what I can make out, John Brace was not happy that Vincent Marsh caused him to miss pit road that time and go past the commitment cone. So he ended up taking it out on Vincent Marsh here. But a wild ride for the 7, and it's not over. That car's going to come and hit the grass and barrel roll even more right here. And that's a wild ride for the 7 car, Vincent Marsh. But let's now go and see if these other drivers are going to come down pit road here under the caution flag, as green flag pit stops were being made when this incident occurred with the 7 of Vincent Marsh. Well, here we go. Looks like the second pack of race cars are indeed going to come down. You see Andrew Gonzalez, Dougie Shears, Lisa Shears, John Worry, they're all staying out because they made their pit stops back on lap 7. Or on lap 8, rather. Jake Rogers, Patrick Murphy, Adam Chambers, Tanner Sullivan, Arnold Columbia, Noel Stiller, Timmy Pacioli, Jordan Hester, Jake Cole. They're all coming down pit road here for 4 tires and fuel. And so now all drivers will have completed their pit stops, their mandatory pit stops here today. Jake Rogers in that 77 coming down pit road, a rookie this season, but getting in due to being one of the 5 drivers voted in via the fan vote. Well, as these drivers make their pit stops, we'll come back in just a minute, reset the field for you, and get ready to go back to green for the finish of the Snickers Cup Series All-Star Race here at Zen-Joltis. Welcome back. You're watching the Snickers Cup Series All-Star Race exclusively here on the NNSCRA Sports Channel. We are at Zen-Joltis for the Snickers Cup Series All-Star Race. We are currently on lap 12 of 16. Andrew Gonzalez is the leader. If you're just joining us, we have been put under the caution for a solo car wreck involving Vincent Marsh. John Brace was the instigator of the wreck. That whole thing under NNSCRA surveillance. Okay, let's run through the field, show you who's running where. Andrew Gonzalez leads the way. Dougie Shears is up to 2nd. Lisa Shears 3rd. John Worry 4th. 5th is John Dillon. 6th is Adam Rose. 7th is John Brace. And 8th is Anthony McCurry. 9th is Angel D'Souza. And Alex Lozano runs in 10th. And 11th is Chad Skinner. These drivers from Skinner on up made their pit stops back on lap 8. The rest of these drivers made their pit stops on lap 9 as Jake Rogers runs in 12th. 13th is Tanner Sullivan. 14th is Arnold Columbia. 15th is Adam Chambers. 16th Jake Cole. 17th is Patrick Murphy. 18th is Noel Stiller. 19th Timmy Pacioli. 20th Jordan Hester. And 21st is Kenny McCurry. 22nd is Christian James. 23rd is Nick Eggleston. 24th is Daniel Schwab. Evan Nugent runs 25th. And out of the race in 26th is Vincent Marsh. So Andrew Gonzalez, he's only run, to my knowledge, I think it's like 2 races in the Snickers Cup Series this season. And having a tough time with that number 41. And he is out in front right now in this race. But don't count out anybody in this field because we're going to have a total of 4 laps to go when they hit the stripe. And anybody can win this race. Now here's a question. Did these guys get their cars completely full of fuel up here in the top 11? Because they ended up having to make it under green. They were probably trying to hurry. And these other guys from 12th on back, Jake Rogers on back, they didn't have to worry about hurrying because caution was already out. So will that play a factor into these guys here from 1st on through 11th not being able to make it on fuel? You never know. And remember, these guys, they're not only thinking about getting to victory lane, they're also thinking about making next year's All-Star race. They want to do that. Alright, so we're about to go back under green flag racing. It'll be a total of 4 laps to go. It's Gonzalez, then defending champion Dougie Shears, then Lisa Shears, John Worry, John Dillon. That's the top 5. Green flags back out at Zen-Joltis. Boy, Andrew Gonzalez got a good restart there. Opens up about a car length and a half. Now 2 car length advantage over everybody else. But yet again, at a restrictor plate track, that's not exactly a good thing to have happen because once the field catches up to you with the momentum, you're nothing but a sitting duck. If Andrew Gonzalez can go down to the bottom and hold off these 3 lines, he's got a good chance of holding the lead. Looks like he will do so. As John Worry tried to move Dougie Shears out of the way, Shears says, no, thank you, I'm going to still take that spot. And now Adam Rose is going to forge up the inside line, go 3 wide with Worry and Shears. There's Alex Lozano there. I'm seeing him making some moves down low in that Bass Pro Shop Chevrolet. Adam Rose now, he'll be the new contender for the lead. He'll go down to the inside. He's got drafting help from fellow Chevrolets. Anthony McCurry, Alex Lozano down there to help. And now they're going to split 3 wide and 4 wide further back. And Andrew Gonzalez up high and Adam Rose down low. Anthony McCurry and Adam Chambers down low to help Adam Rose. The drafting help up high for Andrew Gonzalez was John Worry and Andrew Gonzalez as Adam Rose leads that lap. Now I think we'd have to hit the white flag for the caution to come out and end the race. So these guys will have to make at least 1 circuit around once more, and then if the caution did come out, then they would race it back to the line. But Adam Rose leads, and now we're seeing some new faces up here that really weren't around during the first part of this race. Christian James is up there once again. Patrick Murphy's up there now. Kenny McCurry and Daniel Schwab have finally found their way into the top 10. Oh, and Daniel Schwab gets turned up in front of everybody! Spinning is John Brace. Tanner Sullivan, the rookie, is flipping on his roof. And we may end up having this race end at the line. I don't know for certain. We're going to find out as Christian James goes to the inside. Christian James to the inside. Adam Rose up high. Who's going to take this win if it ends under caution? It was Daniel Schwab getting turned sideways there in turn 2. Couldn't tell who else was involved with the exception of Tanner Sullivan, John Brace, and Dougie Shears. Those drivers I did see involved in that wreck. Meanwhile, Christian James out in front. Adam Chambers now going to go to the inside. Down at the stripe, who's going to be the leader? It's Christian James by a nose. As there are 2 laps to go. Is this race over? I don't know for certain. But Christian James may have won this race. I don't know. We're still waiting for official word on whether this race will end under caution or if we'll be able to go back racing on the white flag lap. I don't know. Anyway, let's see who was involved in that wreck. Lisa Shears has got damage. Jordan Hester, Daniel Schwab, they're involved. Chad Skinner, Dougie Shears, Angel D'Souza, Jake Rogers is involved as well. Timmy Pacioli got a piece of it. And also I know that John Brace was involved along with Tanner Sullivan. I believe those two. There's Tanner Sullivan's race car. He was barrel rolling. There's John Brace. I knew he was involved. So that's pretty much looks like who was involved here. Oh, Dougie Shears getting into the back of Angel D'Souza. Chad Skinner gets into the back of Dougie Shears. Wonder what was up with that. Anyway, we are under the caution flag. And maybe Christian James has won this race. We'll come back for official word. But we'll see first why we're under the caution flag. Now let's see if we can find out just exactly what happened here. Maybe a contact from Evan Nugent sends Daniel Schwab up the racetrack, but I know I saw him sideways through turn 2. Yeah, Evan Nugent just gets into Daniel Schwab there, and that sends him into a spin. Up he comes, and he's going to clip the Jordan Hester machine. He's also going to get a piece of Tanner Sullivan, Jake Rogers, John Brace. They're involved. Dougie Shears airborne there for a moment. John Brace flips over once and lands on top of Tanner Sullivan. Sullivan comes down, nails Chad Skinner, and he goes for a barrel roll there. You see Lisa Shears in the background. Angel D'Souza getting some of that there. Jordan Hester as well getting involved, and wow. That was a huge wreck, and that was a hard lick for a lot of these drivers. Let's go on board with a few of them. First, we're going to go on board with Tanner Sullivan, then we'll try and go on board with John Brace. Well, here's on board with Tanner Sullivan, and he went for one of the wildest rides we've ever seen at Zen Joltis. Watch this. In case you're wondering, that car actually barrel rolled halfway down the back straightaway right there. Let's go on board now with John Brace in the 29. Okay, on board with John Brace. He's drafting with his teammate up high and just gets caught up in this thing right here. Look at Tanner Sullivan up ahead, still barrel rolling up there almost into turn 3. Well, it looks like the white flag has been displayed, and we are on the white flag lap, and you can see that the lights are still on atop the pace car, which means Christian James, who ended up taking his first career Snickers Cup Series win at Infineon a few weeks ago, it looks like he's going to follow it up here today with his first career Snickers Cup Series All-Star Race victory. Adam Rose going to finish off the day in second. Adam Chambers third. Nick Eggleston was around there at the end, finishing in fourth. And Kenny McCurry looks like he'll finish off the day in fifth. But how about Christian James? This is going to be a big feather in his cap. And he's going to be pretty excited knowing that he's going to victory lane here in that number 17. He ended up driving the number 24 for Hendrick Motorsports last season. And to my knowledge, didn't nearly have the success he has been having so far in that Crown Royal Ford Fusion for Roush Fenway Racing. They're going to come down here, hit turn 3, and he will get the checkered flag. So while we are waiting for them to come around and get the checkered flag, we'll go through the field, show you who finished in what position. Christian James wins. Adam Rose will finish in second. Adam Chambers in third. Nick Eggleston fourth. Kenny McCurry in fifth. Patrick Murphy sixth. Andrew Gonzalez in seventh. Anthony McCurry in eighth. Ninth will be John Worry, and Alex Lozano will finish the day in 10th. In 11th is going to be Evan Nugent. 12th will be Jake Cole. Arnold Columbia in 13th. 14th, John Dillon. 15th will be Noel Stiller. Timmy Pacioli 16th. 17th, Angel D'Souza. Chad Skinner will finish in 19th. And finishing in 20th will be Jordan Hester. Looks like probably 21st will go to John Brace. 22nd will go to Tanner Sullivan. 23rd will go to Jake Rogers, but I don't know for certain. And there you go. Christian James has crossed the start finish line and wins the Snickers Cup Series All-Star Race. Let's see if we can get an official rundown of the standings now. And we do indeed have them. We took you down through the 20th position, actually through 18th. 19th position is going to be Jordan Hester. Out of the race in 20th is Dougie Shears. Daniel Schwab also finished out of the race. He'll finish 21st. Lisa Shears also retired, finishing 22nd. Tanner Sullivan will get credited for 23rd as he retires. John Brace, Jake Rogers both finished 3 laps down. They'll finish 24th and 25th. And, of course, Vincent Marsh brought out the first caution. He retires in 26th. So Christian James takes the checkers here in the Snickers Cup Series All-Star Race. Hope you'll tune in next time when we head to our next regular season races. Our race weekend, I believe, is going to be coming from, I think, California, but I don't remember right offhand. So hope that you'll tune in for that. You've been watching a production of the NNSCRA, now merged with the NCG MRS.